Hi, I'm Jacob Sanchez, and you're listening to This Week in Skating.
Welcome to This Week in Skating, the weekly podcast bringing you the latest news from the world of figure skating. Here are your hosts, Daphne, Gina, and Mateo.
We are in the midst of the Junior Grand Prix series, and today's guest knows about the Junior Grand Prix.
That's because he was the 2024-25 Junior Grand Prix final champion and won gold at the Junior Grand Prix in Turkey and Slovenia last season.
Recently, he competed at Cranberry Cup and is now preparing to make his Senior Grand Prix debut at Cup of China. So if you haven't figured out who our guest is today, it is Jacob Sanchez. So we are excited to welcome Jacob to This Week in Skating. Hi, Jacob.
Hi, Jacob.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
So, as I said in the intro, we are in the midst of the Junior Grand Prix series, and I know you're not competing on it, but I want to know, are you watching the Junior Grand Prix this season?
Yes, of course. I'm always watching. I'm always curious. I have a lot of friends who are still in the juniors and still doing the Junior Grand Prix, and I still love to support them. I love to watch their new programs, and I find it fun just being able to watch my friends have fun. And I know that they're always there to support me, so I always try to support them as well.
And we talk about the Junior Grand Prix being special. Can you tell us what makes it so special?
Yeah, in my opinion, the most special part about the Junior Grand Prix are the people you meet and the places you go, because it's more than just a competition. When you go to these Grand Prix, you go with a certain group of athletes, and it's different every single time. It's never the same. And there's so many people that you get to meet, and there's so many friends that you get to make that are going to be friends for a lifetime. And they're also the people who you're going to be growing up with and just continuing skating with. This is kind of like your generation of skaters. And I think I I always encourage everybody who goes to any international competition, even domestic competitions, make friends with all of your competitors, be social, have fun, make those connections, because these are the people that you're going to see all the time, and these are people who you're going to remember and people you're going to have memories with for the rest of your life.
I feel like that is what makes skating special, and just in general, that you guys are out there competing, but you don't necessarily feel like competitors. There's a lot of friendships that come from skating. And I think definitely on the Junior Grand Prix, you find that a lot too, because you're out there, even though you're out there competing, when you're not out there competing, then you're in the stands, you're cheering on everybody else, your teammates. And, it's just this, having gone to a Junior Grand Prix event, I just find it a lot different than a Senior Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Now, you competed on the Junior Grand Prix for 3 seasons, but last season was your most successful. Can you kind of just talk about last season in that Junior Grand Prix, winning the final and then taking two gold medals at your 2 events too?
Yeah, starting from the beginning of the season. My first event wasn't the greatest. It was a little rough, but I didn't really stress about it too much because it was just the first competition of the season. And at the time, also, I wasn't assigned a Grand Prix yet. So I competed in the Cranberry Cup last year, and I ended up placing second, which was very good. I had 2 really good skates, and that set me up to get my first Grand Prix in Turkey. And once the time came around, I trained and I trained, and I went to Turkey, and my only focus was just to have fun and enjoy the experience, because I only had 1 Grand Prix, and I thought that it was not worth stressing over the results. And I just went in there and I just had fun, enjoyed the short, enjoyed the free skate, and I ended up taking the gold. And I was really happy, really proud of it. And after that, I get home and they tell me, all right, you've been assigned to JGP Slovenia. So I only had a week in between, so I had a little come down, and then I started training again during that week. And I had the same focus, enjoy the experiences. These were new countries that I've visited, and I wanted to make the most out of every single competition. And the competition started, and the same thing. I tried to go for just the enjoyment of the competition, and I set myself some personal best scores and had really, really good skates. And I ended up taking the gold again, and that was a really important moment for me because that proved to me that I can be at the top. And that gave me so much confidence. And I felt that confidence is something that I struggled with in the previous seasons. And being able to see all the work that I put in over the off season, mentally and physically, finally paying off was such an important moment for me. And I carried that confidence with me throughout the rest of the season. And time went by. I went to my first challenger event right before the Grand Prix final. And again, I went there for the experience. It was my first senior event ever. And I ended up taking the gold there too, which was also a really good confidence booster. And I went back, trained, and the Grand Prix final came so quickly, and I was so excited and I was so nervous as well because it's just like, oh, this is the competition. This is it. This is like the finale. And I was so happy to be there with my friends, Rio, Adam, Yanhao, and Lucas and Minkyu. Like, I was so happy to be with skaters that I knew and skaters that I've always competed with. And we had such a good time. We were always hanging out with each other, getting lunch, getting breakfast, getting dinner together. I also had Ilya there, and it was such an awesome experience. And just being able to go and compete and have that moment that I had in the free skate was just so accomplishing. And I felt, and I even to this day, I'm so happy with how I carried myself through that time because I was so nervous, and I'm so happy that I was able to control myself and put out two skates that were very, very good in the sense of me being nervous.
So, what are you most proud of in your junior career?
I think the thing I'm most proud of is just the way that I worked on my mental game and the way that I shifted my approach to every competition because I used to be so fixated on results, medals, titles. I wanted to be at the top all the time. And after the season before, I took a step back during off season and I just took a moment to remember why I skate, why what is it that I love about skating? And I made sure that I remembered that as my intention. My intention is not for results. My intention is the fact that I love skating and I want to perform and I wanted to enjoy every competition I could. And I made sure that I stayed true to myself, and that was what it meant. And for me, it definitely worked out, and it's something that I still go back to this day.
So now that you have finished your junior career, and we just got started with the Junior Grand Prix, what advice do you give skaters who are competing for the first time on the JGP?
Yeah, my biggest piece of advice is have fun. Don't worry about results. Results can come later. It's all about the experience. Go out, explore, make friends, have fun, make memories, and just be in the moment because it won't be your last Grand Prix. There are plenty every year, and there are plenty competitions. So I always will encourage any skater to just enjoy it, especially if it's your first one. Even every single one, even if it's your first, second, fifth, sixth, it doesn't matter. Just enjoy it.
I think that's good advice. In general, for anybody who's doing skating, you got to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You spent the summer in a place that Daphne and I love very much.
My favorite place. I'm excited to go there for Skate America. I know not everyone is.
I think you know what place we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
It's magical. It just is. I can't say it any other way.
Yeah, so talk about your summer in Lake Placid.
Yeah, it's it was awesome. I mean, I love going there every summer. I've been going there since I was little. I was going there since I was learning my axle. My coach still always has memories, and she always reminds me about when I was always in the corner, jumping my axle, landing on my butt, and just getting up and trying again and again. And we kind of had a full circle moment this year when I was talking with my coach, and she was like, "Wow, I can't believe it's been so long, and look at you now." Guarding seniors, and it's always such a fun time when I go to Lake Placid. It's such a historic place, and I feel so motivated when I go there because it's an Olympic facility, and it's just an Olympic town, and knowing all the history and being able to have the privilege to train in such an amazing facility and an amazing town is always my favorite part of the summer, and I look forward to going there every year.
Just like Daphne does.
Yeah.
I go for the ice dance championships. I've been going
Yeah.
for over 20 years. And
Mhm.
for me, I think you said it best about it's an Olympic town, it's an Olympic center. It just feels like special, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
I gotta ask a fun question on Lake Placid here. Have you had Bozzy's Pizza? Because that's Daphne's favorite.
Ooh. I'm not sure if
Oh,
I've had it. I mean, I've been going there so long that I think I've tried every single restaurant there.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I probably
okay.
have it.
Yeah.
That's her, like, she's gotta go there her first day there.
Hmm.
If I can, there's been 1 or 2 years that I've not made it there. But this year was not one of those years. And I will definitely go again in November.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about Cranberry Cup. What are your thoughts on your skates?
Yeah. I mean, my skates, in my opinion, were good skates for this point in the season. I mean, it's only August. It's the first competition. The season's only starting. So I'm very happy with the way that I was able to have my first senior outing this season. And sure, there were a couple imperfections and a couple mistakes here and there, but these are all things that I can work on as the season progresses. And I'm not expecting to be perfect right now, and I don't want to be because there's a time and place to be perfect, and now in August is definitely not that time. So I feel like Cranberry was a good vehicle to get feedback, get opinions on the programs, and just put it out this season. And I'm really happy that I was able to skate the short program I did, and I'm very happy I was able to just put out my free skate. And I heard a lot of good things about my programs, which I was very happy to hear about.
Talk about your programs for those who didn't watch the live stream from Cranberry Cup. They may not know what your programs are, so tell us about your programs and how you decided upon the music, especially Dune, given that Dune saw some great success last season with Olivia Smart and Tim Deek, and it seems like a lot of skaters are choosing to do Dune.
Yeah. So my short program is Umbrellas of Cherbourg. It's a very, very emotional piece, very heartbreaking in a way, and I I don't even know how I found it, but I was just looking for music, and I was thinking, I've had upbeat, really fun programs, especially my short program, the last 3 years, and I felt that this year I think I should take a more slower and very much more mature approach. And I felt that this piece of music was the perfect blend of that slow but yet emotional piece that I was looking for. And out of all the options I had when I played this on the ice, me and my coach, we just sat there after we listened to it and we were like, yeah, this is the one. This is the program. This is what we both can see me doing. And I'm very happy that I was able to work with Adam Blake, my choreographer, to make this happen. And I think the work that we did was amazing. And I'm so excited to see how the program progresses throughout the season.
We should say it's part two. It's not, it's from the second film.
Yes. Yeah. So the free skate to Dune, I do use the majority of the part two soundtrack. Um, the way I picked that is I just like fell in love with the theme and the scenery and just the overall aesthetic of Dune and the Dune universe. And I don't even remember how many times I watched the movies. And I became such a fan. And I've been thinking about skating to it for a while. And I mean, seeing all the success a lot of skaters had with like Mikhail Shaidorov, Adam Salhimfa, Olivia and Tim, Nina Petrokina, like so many good skaters, even including Wakaba Higuchi. Like her short program last year was so nice. I remember watching that at the World Championships. It was amazing. And I really love the soundtrack, but the tricky thing was finding different pieces that no one really used. And I felt like I accomplished that because I felt that the two pieces that were in the piece in my piece of music were two pieces of the soundtrack that no one has really used. And I really just fell in love with the choreography. Like me and Roheen Ward, we really spent a lot of time and effort into that program, and it was just I think it's awesome, and I think it's a great piece.
That's how you can tell it's a good soundtrack. Like if people have used a bunch of the pieces and then there's still good music that hasn't been used.
Yeah,
And Hans Zimmer has done some fantastic soundtracks, so this is one in a long list of great soundtracks.
yeah, yeah. I'm a big fan.
And I was going to say, I love your costume too. How did you play a part in designing your costume there?
Yeah, I pitched the idea to my designer John Zell, and no one has really had like a really like accurate outfit yet. So I felt like, I want to stand out. I want to be different. And I was like, let's try and make a really accurate version of this outfit, something that no one's really done. And I felt like he accomplished that so well. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And I think it's definitely one of those more flashy outfits because it's just like it's so detailed, and you can definitely tell from like a mile away that this is a Dune program from when you see that outfit on the ice.
Definitely. And you mentioned Roheen Ward. This was your first time working with Roheen. So what was it like working with Roheen as a choreographer?
Yeah, Roheen first is a great person. I loved working with him. He's such a fun person to work with, and just the process of making the program was such a fun time too. Like we had a couple days, and just those couple days was so much work, but it was so worth it. And like the whole process was awesome from just the beginning to the end to the choreo. And there were so many moments where we just worked so well, and I had such a fun time. And we had a moment in Lake Placid where we were able to work together for a couple days, which was awesome. And I'm really excited to like, keep working with him. And I think that me and him working together is a collaboration that I look forward to keeping for years to come. And I think he's just one of the best.
So, Champs Camp, first time at Champs Camp. What was it like? What were your favorite parts?
My first Champs Camp was great. I mean, it was such a different experience than all of our high performance camps for the juniors that we've done. Like, there were so many just great skaters. Like, you have like Ilya walking around, like me and him were hanging out so much. And then you have like Alyssa Liu just like walking around the rink, and you have like Maddie and Evan, and you have like Brady, and you have Camden, you have Andrew, you have Jason. Like there's so many good names. And like it's like you walk into one room and here's Amber Glenn and Alyssa Liu and Isabeau, and then the other room it's like Jason Brown, Ilya, and it's just like, oh my gosh, there's so many good skaters, and it was such a good environment. And I got to meet so many of the seniors, and I felt like that was one of the best parts because I was able to just socialize and just get myself out there, meet the people who I'm going to my Grand Prix with, and just overall just connecting with all my peers because these are the people that I'll be competing with for a while, and some of them are going to be going to the Olympic team, are going to be on the Olympic team and going to the Olympics in February, and that's so cool to be able to share the space with them. And all the work that we did was awesome. I got great feedback from the officials, and it was just such a productive week. And I'm looking forward to many more in years to come.
Yeah, because some of those names that you mentioned, they've been going to quite a few champs camps, especially
Yeah.
Maddie and
Yes.
Evan.
Yes.
So this is just, the first of many for you.
Yeah.
So, well, we're almost to September, and that means the senior Grand Prix isn't too far away. So how are you feeling heading into your first senior Grand Prix event?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm so happy and just honored to be able to have the opportunity to compete at a Grand Prix in my first senior season. I think it's such a gift to be able to also start my senior season in an Olympic year. And that is what I'm looking forward to the most. And just the competitors that I'm competing with in Cup of China is such a highly skilled group. Like I have I think Mikhail Shaidorov, Daniel Grassel, Shun Sato, I think. And I have so many high level skaters, like so many skaters who are in the top 10 at Worlds. And I'm so excited to just share the area and share the space and share the ice with them. And just even though I'm competing with some of the best and I'm a rookie, I am so excited to be the rookie and to just put myself out there. Like I'm excited to be the underdog. I want to be the underdog. I want to just be able to share the space and learn from them and just be able to experience that.
I feel like you're kind of going to be a little starstruck a little bit. I get this feeling with you just saying you're like the rookie and the underdog that you're going to just kind of walk in there and be like, oh my gosh, where am I right now? It's just the way you're, feeling, which is a good feeling to have as you're, making this big milestone in your career. It's great that, you've made it kind of like this far. And yeah, now you are the rookie and the underdog, as you say. Have you been to China before?
No, this would be my first time in China. I've went to Korea, Taiwan, and Thailand before. So this is a new Asian country that I'm going to, and I'm very excited. I heard a lot of good things about the city from a lot of my peers, so I'm very excited to be able to explore a new country and new culture.
Now, do you have a goal for yourself in China? Or as you said, you're the underdog, you're the rookie, just kind of gonna go and have two good skates?
Yeah, I mean my goal is just to have fun. It's such a special opportunity to be in the mix of skaters during an Olympic year. So I think the best approach for me is just to go there and enjoy every single moment of it because there won't be a moment like that where it's my first Grand Prix ever in an Olympic season. So I'm just gonna make the most of it and I'm gonna do my best. I want to have two good skates and just have that moment for me and just stay in the moment.
I think that's a good mindset for a first Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Gina, I thought when Jacob was describing like the competitors and stuff, I picture him less starstruck and more like a sponge. Like he's going to be learning and taking in the experience to help make him better.
Yeah.
Like build him up. So, yeah. Yeah. So, we are starting, or actually the season started a couple months ago for the junior and below. What are your goals for this season?
I'd say my goals this year are, first of all, over everything, to have fun, enjoy it. And then after, I think just being able to be consistent is one of my top goals. And I really just want to take every single competition one at a time and enjoy just the experience and every single program, every practice, and every trip, just making the most out of it. And I want to give my best performances at nationals to try and make the Olympic team. And I want to try my best to qualify for the World Championships and the Four Continents Championships. So I think just all those goals in general, just trying to be the best I can be this year.
Well, you said the Olympics there, and I want to ask you about that because we've got 3 spots for the U.S. men, and while there are some clear favorites for those spots, your name has been part of the conversation. So what do you think you must do to be considered for a spot, and then what would it mean for you to be a part of the Olympic team?
Yeah, I think for me to make the Olympic team, I think I just need to show consistency. Of course, push to get the quad and the program or and long. And I just need to make sure that I'm the best that I can be and doing everything that I can. Um, and to make that Olympic team would be a full circle moment because when I was little, I set my goal to make the 2026 Olympic team. So this will be like such a full circle moment, and this will be like that little me prediction was just like telling everybody, "Hey, I'm going to be in the 2026 Olympics. Watch out." And if I make that, that would be like making that dream come true. And that would be such a special experience for me, my family, my coaches, and that would mean the world. But I'm also looking forward to the next 4 years. Preparing for 2030 is also my goal. So I wish that this year I could just give it my best to try and make that team, and that would be amazing.
Do you have it written down somewhere that you were going to make the 2026 Olympic team?
I think I have it written down somewhere. I think my mom has a picture of this poem I wrote when I was little in second grade. And it said I will be an Olympic figure skater. I think I wrote down Olympics 2026 on it.
Oh my gosh. We haven't touched on how did you get started in skating? Like what brought you to the ice?
So I actually wanted to be a hockey player.
Okay.
I didn't want anything to do with figure skating at all. And my mom took me for a public session, and I just couldn't stand up in the hockey skates. Like they were just like impossible for me.
It is
And
different. It is different.
yeah. And little me was just stumbling around everywhere. I couldn't catch my balance. So one of the volunteers had asked me like, "Hey, do you want to try the figure skates? That might be easier." And I was just like, "Yeah, I mean, I want to stand up." So I tried them, and I was just able to just stand, and sure, I was hanging onto the boards, but I was able to just maneuver myself little by little, taking my little steps across the rink, just going around and around, holding onto the boards for dear life. But it got to the point where I was able to just stand and just march around the ice with no support or anything. And little did I know I would come back again, and then after that I'd be in the Learn to Skate program, and then I just start learning really, really quickly. And I remember the coaches told me that I was just advanced, so I would just be doing my own thing in the corner while she's teaching the class. And after that, I found myself at my first competition at 5 years old in Chelsea Piers, and I fell before my program even started, but I still stood up and finished the program. And after that, I just loved it, and I just kept doing it. I kept practicing, and after I just started getting to the jumps, getting to competing more, and 11 years later, here I am.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, if you make the Olympic team, Mom has to find that poem that you wrote when you
Yes.
were in like first or
Yeah.
second grade because you know that would be the topic of all those fluff pieces that come out
Yes.
with the Olympics. They'll want to
Yep.
see that
Yeah.
poem.
NBC's gonna
Yes.
want to see that. They're gonna want to see that.
Yeah,
I think they had the video
definitely.
of Nathan saying he was going to make the Olympics in whatever team, year. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you did get to have an Olympic experience as you got to compete in the Youth Olympics in 2024. And I want to ask you about a little bit about that because you've got a necklace from Rico Nikata.
Yeah.
You wear that regularly still? That is supposed to bring you good luck?
Yes. Yeah, so he gave me one of their necklaces. It's from a brand from Japan called Tote, and it's a very popular in sports over there in Japan, and it's really big in figure skating as well. And he gave me it as kind of like a thing for our friendship, like kind of like a signet of our friendship. And I remember we traded things on our uniforms, and he had given me one of his Japan jackets, and I have it here in my room. It's on a hanger over here, and I always have it with me. And the necklaces, I have two of them from him, and I have an all black one, but I'm wearing my golden black one that he gave me. And we kind of just exchange things, and it's just part of just our friendship. And it's really nice to have something that keeps us kind of in touch, and we keep in touch off the ice. We text each other always, and I'm very happy with how he did in Riga, and I'm very very proud of him for winning. And it was a great two skates for him, and just like our friendship is really special and really important to me.
I wanted to ask you a little bit. This is something that has always been interesting to me. The team event at the Youth Olympics. It's not everyone from the same country, right? They put you with people from different countries?
That's how it used to work, I think, but now they changed it to it's just people from your country.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What was that
I-
like being part of a team event?
It was awesome. I mean, given we only did our free skates and the dancers did only their free dance, it was definitely just a 1 day event, so it wasn't something that was multiple days, but it was great to be there as a team and not just as an individual. It was very nice to feel the support from the team, and just our team that we had there. We were lucky to have one in each discipline, as other countries didn't have that, and it was awesome. And our group was so close, and we supported each other really well.
So, you finished high school and you are taking a gap year this year, right? To focus on training. Any
Yes.
plans for college in the future and what you would like to study if you are thinking about college?
Yeah, I'm thinking about studying to be a physical therapist or something in sports medicine. I've always had an interest in that whole industry, and I've had my fair share of injuries, so I feel like I'm very well educated on how to treat those injuries. And a lot of people tell me, they're like, "Wow, you should be a physical therapist," because like people would always tell me about, oh, this and this, like, oh, my ankle and all that, and I'd be like, okay, here's what you can do for it if you want to help it. And everybody's like, oh, you're like a physical therapist already. So it's definitely something that I have an interest in. Like I remember I used to want to go to flight school and become a pilot, but that changed because I've had the spark of interest to be a PT.
It takes, I think, a special person to help other people in that
Yeah.
way. And a physical therapist has a very important job because people are always, unfortunately, getting hurt, have to recover from surgery. There are so many reasons why you need a physical therapist. And that's the person who gets you on to or helps you through the road to recovery. And
Yeah.
I think it takes a special kindness to be dedicated to that and have a calling for it. So
Yeah, I'm really really big into like helping. Like I love inspiring, I love helping out. Like I love teaching learn to skate. at home. I love helping my friends. I always love helping my peers. Like I always have had this drive to be able to support and help people. And I feel like being a physical therapist, especially in sports, is kind of like helping me achieve that dream of being able to help and support people.
So I feel like you are also helping people as an ambassador for Diversify Ice. Can you tell me what you're doing for Diversify Ice?
Yeah, being a member of Diversify Ice is such a great opportunity. And I feel like it is important that I became a part of this foundation, as I feel like a lot of people from an ethnic background of being a minority and having a minority background is just, I feel like a lot of people feel like they're immediately excluded from a sport like figure skating, while there's not a big population of skaters who are from that background, skaters that look like me, skaters from my heritage. And I feel that being able to represent them on the ice, and I hope that somehow, some way I can inspire people who are in the same background or similar backgrounds that like me to not only just try skating, but also in day-to-day life, just being able to at least give a little bit of inspiration to reach any of their goals that they have set for themselves. And I think it's such a great opportunity for me to also just achieve my goal of helping and inspiring.
Well, we have made it through all of our questions.
Except for the fun ones. Are you ready for the fun ones?
Oh yeah.
So, and I will just say we have this really fun one at the end that we've had through all of our seasons of the podcast that can be a tricky one for some skaters.
It can.
But I don't think Jacob's going to have a problem with that one. Nope.
I think he's going to rock it.
All right.
I do.
Alrighty.
All right. So the first question is, if you were a fruit, which would you be and why?
Ooh, if I were a fruit, I think I'd probably be like a watermelon because, watermelons are just like really nice and sweet. And also, like on a hot summer day, it's just like a go-to fruit. I love watermelon personally.
Me
Um,
too.
so I feel like I can be a little bit, I think I could be like a watermelon. Yeah.
Okay. So the next one. What is the most awkward thing you've ever done?
Ooh, I don't know. There's a lot. Um, I think one of the most awkward things that I've done is I remember I was sitting in a silent room in school, and I remember my phone went off. Like I had my ringer on, and somebody called me, and it was unfortunately in my hand, and I threw my phone across the room.
Oh.
It was so embarrassing. So I never had my phone with my ringer on ever again. I always had it on silent,
Me
and it
too.
was never in my hands.
I keep my phone on silent all the time now. I never have the ringer
Yeah.
on. If I lose my phone, I'm out of luck because you can't call it.
Yep, I'm the same way.
Yep. Now, did your phone break when you threw it across the room?
No, thankfully my phone was perfectly fine,
Okay.
but my confidence in that class was not perfectly fine after that.
That'll happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, if you were an ice skate, would you be the left skate or the right skate?
Ooh, that's a hard one because I always put left skate on first.
Okay, you're thinking that way.
Yeah, but I also love my right foot because my right foot is my landing foot, and that's the foot that I always have the most comfortable knee bend in. So I think I'll be a right skate.
Usually that's how skaters answer the question. They pick their landing skate. Yep.
It's
Yeah.
been popular. What is your go-to guilty pleasure song?
Ooh, guilty pleasure song. Hmm. This is a hard one because I listen to so much music. This is difficult. Sometimes I find myself listening to very instrumental music, even when I'm supposed to be in a hype situation, like at competition, and like things will be like very like stressful and hectic like around me, but I'll just be with my AirPods on, listening to like instrumental like music
Okay.
that's really calm and really like unironically like just not fit for the situation. But I think that has helped me.
Okay. All right. If a director wanted to make a movie about you, which actor would you want to portray you?
Oh, Timothy Chalamet,
Well, that was quick.
100%. That, yeah, he's one of my favorite actors.
He happens to be in Dune.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just gonna say.
Yeah, no bias, but definitely Timothy Chalamet. I am a big fan.
So you have been granted 3 wishes. What are they? And you cannot ask for more wishes.
Okay, 3 wishes. I'd say I'd wish to stay healthy. Um, I'd wish for all of my favorite foods all the time, and I'd wish to be able to see my friends whenever I wanted to.
Like this? Teleportation would be a great thing.
Yes.
I feel that way
Yes.
a lot of the time.
Yes.
Because a lot of my friends are not here. They're in
Mhm.
different parts of the country or the world. And that's where yeah.
Yeah, that's the same with me.
Okay, here's the question, but I don't think you're going to have any problems with this question. You're
No, I think-
stuck on a deserted island with 3 skaters, past or present. Who would you be stuck on the island with? Now, you can either just be on the island having a good time, which I think you're going to go with, or you need to figure out how to get off the island.
Okay, I think I'd just stay on the island having a good time, and the 3 people that I'd pick is Ilya, easily. He's always there. Rio, and I don't know, maybe I am a really big fan of Mikhail Shydorov, and I met him at Grand Prix final. He's really, really funny. So I think those would be my 3: Ilya, Rio, and Mikhail.
Okay.
All right. See,
Yeah.
I think that's a record time.
I think so too. Him and Nam Nguyen. Nam went
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom. Yep.
Jason Brown? No.
We had a to be continued. He had to come back several months later with his answer. He had to think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he really put a lot of thought in it when he did. He was like, well, this person's going to help me get off the island. This person's got these connections. And yeah.
Yeah.
We answered that question once, Gina and I, in an episode that we did just talking about the podcast. I don't even remember what I said.
I don't even.
Because I think it would be different every time.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
think it would depend, on what my mood is. It's like
Mhm.
it's like when you listen to music or you go to a movie, you got to be in the mood for
Yeah.
that movie
Yeah.
or that song. It's the same thing. Jacob, we're so happy that you were able to join us for this episode of the podcast. Can you let folks know what your social handles are so they can follow you?
Yeah, my Instagram is at Jacob Skates, and I think I have 2 S's. And that's the most popular social media platform that I'm on. I'm also on TikTok, which will also be the same handle at Jacob Skates, but I think that's just with 1 S. I just started posting on there, so that's pretty new, but some people have found the page already. But I'm trying to start getting on top of more content creation, because I feel like I should share a little bit more of the insights with everybody, and I want to be able to share the journey of just my day-to-day practice from one competition to the next, and I want to bring people along with me.
And I'm just going to plug it. He will have an official website at Figure Skaters Online in a couple weeks. Still working on it. So we'll put that link in there too, because it has his link already has a coming soon. So that's another place you can find Jacob in a couple weeks.
Yes.
It'll have all the links to all the things.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of This Week in Skating. Remember, you can keep up with us throughout the week by visiting our website at www.thisweekinskating.com. Connect with us on social media for additional updates. You can find us on Twitter at This Week in Skating without the E's, or Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at This Week in Skating. You got a burning question or feedback for Gina, Daphne, or Mateo? Reach out to us via social media or drop us an email at thisweekinskating@gmail.com. And if you're really enjoying the show and want to support us further, consider joining our Patreon community at patreon.com/thisweekinskating. Until next time, have a nice week.